Namaste, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry that I forgot the main reason why I switched speaking in English from Telugu from the very first video itself. So I'm sorry for that. Please forgive me. And it took 4 days for me because I didn't have time. I'm quite busy. The life is quite busy right now. So okay, so let's cut the crap and get back to topic. Okay, before starting the topic, I would really sincerely like to apologize for everyone who are waiting for the Telugu video. I'm sorry, bro. I can't upload in Telugu because even if I upload in Telugu, I have to do it in English again because I can't expect everyone to know my mother tongue Telugu. Okay, I can't expect everyone to speak my mother tongue because I'm not Mamata Banerjee, and I also can't expect everyone to speak Hindi because I don't belong to Hindu nationalist party either. So I believe I should do this video in English itself, because if you're preparing for an exam which is basically in English, then you should be able to understand this video. If not, then I'm sorry. Okay, so let's begin. So I'm going to talk about 4 sections in IELTS, and I'm going to give you some personal tips, the tips that which helped me and which I followed. So let's begin with listening. So there are 4 sections: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. So let's begin with listening. And in listening, what happens is they'll give you a sheet where it will have fill in the blanks and true, false, fill in the blanks, multiple choice questions and all. So there will be a conversation. You'll be given a headset and there will be a conversation. It might be a speech given by one person, or it might be a conversation between 2 or 3 people. So they will be speaking on. You have to listen to them, and you also have to read the blanks and answer it simultaneously. You have to listen, read it, understand if this is the blank, like this is the answer that they are speaking about, this is the topic they are speaking about. You have to listen to it, and they will go in order. It's not like they'll talk about the first question, then they will talk about another question. You have to find it where it is. It's not like that. They will go in order. So it's the same order in which your blanks are given. You have to answer it in that same order itself. All you have to do is concentrate, listen to them, and read it simultaneously and answer it. So when you're answering it, you don't have to write it properly in good handwriting and all. You have to just write it roughly, just scramble it, whatever you feel like. If you feel that this is answer, just write it in a way that you can understand it later, because you'll be given a 10-minute gap or 10-minute or 15-minute gap once you're done with this. So yeah, so that's it. So when it comes to listening is very simple. Do not complicate it. Practice at least 2 or 3, tops 3 modules of listening per day when you're going for IELTS. That's it. Do not do more than that, and do not stress yourself the day before exam, because that's totally bullshit. You'll be mentally, if you don't do well the 2 days before prior to the exam, do trust me, you'll be mentally disturbed and you cannot perform good. Listening section is something you will be getting it by practice. You cannot do it overnight. You can never do it overnight, because it is something that needs you to learn from your mistakes. So once you miss that, once you skip anything, you shouldn't be looking for the same thing. Okay, you should also read the next 2 blanks, next 2 sentences which contains blanks, so that you will know that if you really miss that, or that blank is yet to come. Okay, so once you miss it, leave it and go for the next one, because if you keep looking for that, you're gonna miss the next 5 to 6 blanks, and dude, you're done. If you did this, then you're done. Even if you get 9 in all bands, and if you get less than 6.5 in listening, it's a waste of 12,000 bucks or whatever the fees for IELTS is nowadays. So that's it for the listening. And now let's go to the reading part. Okay, so the reading is a bit complicated. I have seen people who fear of reading, because in reading you'll be given 3 passages which will be quite lengthy, and you have to answer 12 or 14 questions from one passage. It will constitute of 40 questions. They will have 1 mark each. But the thing is, people finish only 2 passages, and there are people who can't even touch the 3rd one. So if you can't touch the 3rd passage, and if you're not even attempting it, dude, you're done. You are done. Your reading part is gone. So that's it. So but there is a trick. So I'll tell you what I did. So when I was a kid, my teacher I never listened to any classes in the school. Never. I didn't even knew that you have to listen to what they are teaching in class so that you can go home and study. I thought that's what tuition is for. Why would I listen here? Yeah, as a kid I was dumb. So the thing is, my teacher, she never taught me. She cleared my doubts. My tuition teacher, she did clear my doubts, but sometimes when I didn't read any chapter, she used to like hit me. She used to give me some, and then she used to ask me to. She used to teach me. But normally, what she used to do is she asked me to read the chapter yourself. Look at the questions, and try to answer the questions yourself. You can also mark from the chapter, but do answer the questions or yourself. You can either look it from the chapter or make your own sentences and all. Okay, so I used to hate that woman. I really used to hate that woman. But the moment when I came to know about IELTS and when I was preparing for IELTS, as I already mentioned that I prepared only in 20 to 25 days. Trust me, I thank that woman like anything. I missed her so much. She was the reason that reading was very easy for me. You know what I used to do when she used to tell me to read the chapter and all. So what I used to do is, you have to see, dude, the chapter is 3 or 3.5 pages. Who the hell will read all this and then answer the question? So what I used to do is I used to look for the questions. I used to read the questions first. Like suppose there is an example, like why did the cow didn't give milk or something like that. So suppose this is the question, then I used to read the question and I used to look for the keywords in the chapter. So I used to find where is the cow written? Cow. I used to skim it, like scan it. Cow, yeah. Milk, yeah. That's it. I got the answer. Why did a cow milk? Cow didn't give milk because it was still pregnant. Something like that. So I used to do like this when I was a kid. So I used to finish my work in 10 or 15 minutes, where it would have taken me 20-25 minutes or maybe an hour. So this is what I used to do. I used to skip all this and I used to play the whole day. So this is what helped me when it comes to reading. So there are some intelligent scholars, people who try to be Einstein. They read the whole 3 passages and then they try to find the question. Dude, why would you do that? While you're reading the passage, the main motto is that you have to answer the question. Okay, if you're reading the passage and trying to understand it, what is the point of that, dude? No one is going to ask you what was in the passage in your whole life. It's that it is just that 1 hour. That's it, you're done with the passage. You won't even remember what is that passage. Why would you like to understand it? Your goal is to find the answers as soon as possible. Read the question, search for the keywords, and sometimes they are asked logical questions too. So in order to answer those questions correctly, when you find the keywords, just read another 2 to 3 lines before it, another 2 to 3 lines after it. Then it will help you kill if there is any logical bullshit over there. Okay, so you can answer it correctly. This is the only tip for reading. You should be good at like scanning, kind of scanning. Yeah, you should be good at it. So this is the reading part. Now let's get back to writing. I think that's all that reading has to offer, and you should okay, this is the reading part. So it's because of my teacher Asha that I could crack the reading, and I finished it in half an hour itself. Though it has 1 hour, I finished it in half an hour. Trust me. If you don't trust me, dude, then I can't do anything. Should have been my newsletter when I wrote IELTS. Okay, so this is about the reading, and when it comes to writing, okay, let's begin about writing. So writing is something that will test your sentence forming ability and your grammar. So what I have been lucky, as I told. Due to my teacher, I learned a lot of grammar, but there are some basics in grammar, like you should know when and where to use the articles like a and the, and you should also know the difference between K-N-O-W no and N-O-W no. There is a difference in it. Okay, there's a difference when you pronounce it, there's a difference when you write it, and you should also know where to use it properly. I was lucky, my dad taught me all this. Actually, my dad saw me writing some essay or something, and he read it and he was like, dude, what the hell is this? And he taught me where to use the articles and where to use this no and all. So my grammar is strong because of my father. And okay, so you should know these things. And there'll be 2 parts in writing. So The first one will be more like a you need to explain a scenario, like they'll be giving you some statistics, like in this year to this year, this in this decade, like from 1980 to 1990, the growth in population of man, women, children, this is the population growth. Yeah, this is the population, and this is the population in this decade, another decade, man, woman, children, this is the growth, this is the population. So they will be giving you some statistics. You just need to explain it, like how it grew, and what is the difference between all of them. You have to just explain it, and you have to put it in writing. That's it, the first part. The second part, they'll be giving you an essay, and you have to talk about it, you have to write about it. The first one will have, I think you can't write more than 150 words or 250. I don't remember. It will be 150 or 250. I think 150, yeah. And the second one, which is an essay, there will be a limit of 350. Yeah, there will be a limit of 350. You cannot exceed. Oh, that's a minimum 350 actually. You can exceed, no issue. So I did a mistake when I was writing the first one. I wrote around 300 words. So don't do 300 to 350, I think, yeah. So don't do that mistake. I took almost half an hour to write that one, and it was too much, and they don't give you that much space, but I wrote it like very small alphabets, and also, yeah, that's where I did wrong. That's the reason I got less in writing. Otherwise I would have got a good band in writing. So yeah, that's it about writing. And when it comes to speaking, there are people who told me that they find it tough to speak in English about like 2 to 3 minutes non-stop, but trust me dude, it is easy. If I'm speaking, you can also speak. As I told that I'm not, even I'm not a topper and all, dude. I have been an average student for my whole life. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you some tips about speaking. So what you can do is, the moment when you think that yes, you are going to prepare for IELTS, then you start watching series. Yes, you heard me right. You start watching English movies and series. Do not watch those movies which have very less vocabulary, like porn. Yeah, don't watch porn on my name. Like Arvind said, we'll watch porn because he asked us to watch English movies. No, you can't blame me for watching porn. That's you. Okay, now let's get back to the topic. So watch it. First 3 weeks, watch it without subtitles. With subtitles, and after that, watch it without subtitles. You will understand that where you stand. And moreover, start speaking to yourself. I have the habit of speaking to myself when I'm alone. Yeah, I know it is a bad habit, but sometimes it is good. It will help you to, when you are with yourself, you won't feel that if I speak wrong, or if I do any grammatical mistakes, someone will judge me. When there are people around who speak really good English, and if you are if you are with them, then you will have a you'll become you'll become paranoid. Like I can't speak. Maybe if I say something wrong, then they will judge me or something like that. You don't have to. You can speak to yourself. When you're sitting alone, just speak to yourself. It will help you. And suppose how you can do that is, imagine you're watching a series, and imagine that you have seen you're watching a scene, and imagine that you are in the scene, how you will speak and how you will react. Okay, I hope you got my point. Yeah, so if you do that, then yeah, your speaking will definitely improve. I can assure you that. So that's it for this video. Yeah, I'm gonna be back with something more important, something more valuable. As I already mentioned, that I'll speak about things that people don't speak normally. Yeah, I'll speak something good in the next video. So that's all for today. Thank you very much, and I apologize to everyone. Telugu prekshakulandarku sorry, tappayindi. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Have a great day. Wait a second, buddy. The video is not over yet. So in the middle of the video, instead of saying NOW now, I said NOW no. Well, if you heard that, then you have a good listening skills. Very good. Keep it up. And if you did miss it, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then dude, you gotta do something with your listening skills. Okay, so when you're listening to something, do not think of anything else. Do not imagine. The worst part we do is when we listen, we imagine. Do not do that. Never ever do that. Because Yeah, it is actually a good thing. It is a good exercise for your imagination power, but when it comes to IELTS, it is not good. You just have to listen, understand it, and sometimes there might be logical answer to the question you're searching for. So you have to listen and understand it, but do not waste time for imagination. You have to use that whatever, that brain power or something. You don't have to use it for imagination. You should use it for reading, listening, and writing at the same time. Okay, so I hope that you guys do well in your exam. So yeah, all the best for that. That's it. Thank you. Now bye bye. See you again in next video.